Good evening. Welcome to the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Well, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year to come. We thank everyone for joining us here tonight, and I know everybody had a wonderful day. I pray you got the gifts and things that you desire for your Christmas season. But we must remember the main gift was Jesus when he came here in a manger, but he was the main gift. And it still is the main gift in this season and every season. We began by talking a little bit about the past. This past year of 2019, coming into this new year, we had the sham impeachment deal, which was run amok by the Democrats Congress, who continued to push this false narrative that had nothing to do with truth. It had to do with big lies. And they themselves, one after the other, kept getting up spewing the same lies that had no proof. They kept talking about Russian collusion, which had already been proven to be a lie. They kept on and on and on. We had to sit for hours and watch this foolishness go on. Then for the entire year, we get Russian misinformation posted on our Facebook pages and all these other pages. If something came on that didn't disagree with the liberal and the radical views of things. We have AOC, Ayana, whatever her name is, and Ilhan Omar, all these people with these radical views, people which I would say a lot of them don't like the people of God. They don't like the Jewish people either, which are considered the natural people of God. So they came out against them. We have this quid pro quo mess that they used to try to push on President Trump when it was clear that Joe Biden, the one that we are calling president-elect now, was the one who did a quid pro quo in front of millions of people. And he was the vice president at the time, people. Why was he not impeached? Why was he not brought before the Congress and before the Senate? And why is he not being brought there now with this Hunter Biden and Jim Biden and all this corruption that's going on in their family? Yes, they're avoiding those issues. As I've been telling you for the last few days, this society and this media that we serve this country or have in this country, they live on lies. It's like that thing you say, you tell a lie long enough, you start to believe it's the truth. It's not the truth. A lot of the stuff that the mainstream media is spewing out right now are big lies. They've been jealous of President Donald J. Trump since the time he entered the office. They thought he couldn't be elected. They laughed at him, said he couldn't be elected. But he got in there, and thank God he changed a lot in 4 years. And if we could get this Senate control this year, we could keep the changes in and possibly push some new changes forward to make this a better country for all Americans and for all those who come here and join this great nation. Now, President Trump accomplished a lot of historic things. Lowest unemployment for minorities, highest employment for most minorities. The fact that the median income went up under him. The fact that the economy was the best economy in history. They want to ignore these facts. You know why they want to ignore it? You know why the Democrat Party want to ignore it? Because they can't compete against it. There's nothing they can do now, no matter what they do, they cannot exceed what President Trump did. This stuff that President Trump did was historic. It can't even be competed against. Even Ronald Reagan of the past cannot compete against what President Trump accomplished in the small years that he was in the White House. He accomplished great things. He accomplished the Jerusalem capital. So many presidents promises to Israel for years that they will return the capital and put ambassadors back into Israel, into Jerusalem specifically, which now is the capital of Israel. How many of those presidents promised that? All of them, almost all of them, for the last 20, 30 years. But President Trump stuck to what he said he was going to do, and he got it done. He kept for the American people, he did what he was supposed to do for them, and he kept moving forward in this country, making things better than they were before he came in. In other words, he started cleaning the swamp. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with you here in a moment on the Black Conservative Voice, here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice of David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Now, the other day I had Brian live on here. He was from the where he protects against people committing anti-Semitism to the Jews here in America. So he's a representation of the Jewish community and here and around the world. And he could tell you clearly how many presidents came out and did not stick to their word that they would say they were going to do. And I understand that President Trump came out for the people. He is for the people. And he was the most pro-life president we ever had in existence. He was the president we ever had that did almost everything he said he was going to do and more. For minorities, for pretty much everybody. Yet, they want to get him out of there. The reason they wanted to get him out of here, let me tell you something. I noticed this when they even had the debates. Anybody see the debates? They were attacking each other, the Democrats. They were attacking each other. They didn't have nothing to run on. Except Trump. Oh, I don't like what he did here. I don't like what he did here. I don't like that. And that's what they ran on. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. They had no issues to run on. Joe Biden, even himself, in his little campaign, came out there touting stuff that he was going to do that President Trump already did. They just want President Trump to disappear, like they want to write his name out of the history books. Well, they're not going to do that, because millions of us here know what President Trump did. And we're not going to write it out of our history books. I know they want to. They want all these different crazy things going on in our country. They want to teach systemic racism exists. It's a racist nation, which is the biggest lie that's ever been perpetrated on the American people, especially since the Democrats are the systemic racists. The way to tell a racist is a person who's always focused on race. What color is this person? What color is that person? What race are they? What religion are they? Not only that, see, President Trump came up with so many different things, guys. He stands stronger for religious freedoms than any president in history. He stands behind the NRA, our rights to keep and bear arms. He stands behind our right to free speech. Whenever you say something, I've spoken stuff, and I heard the president echo the American people. He comes out, when he comes, he hears, oh, the Americans are saying this. We need to do this. I'm hearing them telling me we need to do this. And it's exactly the way he ran this country. He heard what the people wanted, and that's what he accomplished. The problem is the Democrats hate the people. They can say what they want. Their policies and their things prove that they hate the people. $500 million to Afghanistan for their borders of Syria just to put up a wall that they try to prevent President Trump from putting up in this country to protect them from their southern borders. Hey, guys, is anybody watching? Is anybody listening? This garbage, 500 million, I might be 500 billion, I don't know. I think it was 500 million. This was in this president's stimulus package that just passed. President Trump told you about it. 250 million to Lebanon, Egypt, Oman, and Tunisia for the same type of border support that we need in this country. And guess what the Democrats put in that plan? A cut to our border patrol, cut to their funds, a decrease in 11,000 beds for illegal citizens legal people coming across the border. This is what they did to us, people, and everybody's ignoring it. Congress is just signing stuff and not reading it. They're worried about giving the American people too much money. Well, hold on a minute. Didn't I just say they gave $500 million, actually $750 million overseas to people who are not even our friends? People who have been hurting our country for years. China Joe wants to take you down that road one more time. But I'm telling you guys, we have got to do something about this. And the way we can do something right now, since it's the only thing we can do right now, is vote for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue in Georgia to put them to maintain control of the Senate. Now, President Trump came into office. He came to protect the American people. That's really what he came to do. He mentioned it to Oprah Winfrey many years ago, if anybody watched that show. And a lot of you watched it. You don't remember back when Donald Trump came on and said, the only reason I would run is to help the American people. He said, that's the only reason I run. Why did he need? He didn't need our money. He didn't take a cent for salary and when he came in there. Most of it went to charities. So why they said Donald Trump is greedy? It's because what I told you. When you start calling people racist, when you calling people greedy, guess what? The finger's pointing back at you because you're the greedy one. It said, I told you before, the Democrats, it's all about the Benjamin. The Republican Party can say one thing and they'll change it around. Let me tell you something. I agree that they should give us more stimulus money, more direct payment. They said $2,000. Guess what? The Republicans disagreed. The Republicans disagreed with Donald Trump. And let me tell you, those are the swamp creatures. Love the Republican Party. I'm part of their main platform. But they are acting like swamp creatures. They need to release the funds, let it go to the people. They didn't read the bill, seeing that we took almost $1 billion and gave it overseas to some foreign nations. Just for protection of their border, well, we were blocked from protecting our border. And even in that bill, they take away money from the American Border Patrol. So why can't you give the Democrats or the American people that $2,000 direct payment, Republican Party? Answer me that. Why can't we? Why can't we do it? You need to get it done, else you'll be looking at being thrown out of the Senate and of Congress when the next term comes around. I don't want to see that happen because I don't want the radical Democrats and the socialist Democrats to get in control. So stop namby-pammying around. But what did I tell you? It's all about the Benjamin. When President Trump said that, all AOC, everybody else hopped on board because they say, great, we want that, which is good. I don't care. I really, to tell you the truth, people, in a way, I'm bipartisan. I care about the American people. There's some things I like the Democrats bring up. There's some things I like the Republicans bring up. There's some things I don't like the Democrats bring up. There's some things I don't like the Republicans bringing up. Like Republicans tell us, well, I'm worried about the deficit. You don't worry about the deficit when it comes to putting money in your pocket, when you put it in a Congress's pocket, when you put it in a Senate's pocket. Why don't you not take a salary for a couple of years so that the deficit can go down? Let's try that. Why don't say nobody in the upper areas of the government take anything for a couple of years to increase or decrease the deficit? You won't do that. I guarantee you won't. You won't do it. Yeah, you want to deny, you want to give the American people some $600 and they put your butt in office. And all we're asking for is a little help. $2,000 for direct payment. I can guarantee you it does not total up to what that $750 million that you gave to the foreign governments like Afghanistan, Egypt, Lebanon, and all these freaking people who are not American. People get behind Martha Bonetta. She is the head or the head founder of America First. Americans for America First. Well, I'm not sure how it's worded, but I know that she's for the America First movement. We need to get her back into America First. We need to push our politicians, push all those who are in charge. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republicans. We need to stand for the American people first. We need to have people reading our bills and making sure they get read. Because the Democrats, believe it or not, have people that are reading their bills to make sure everything that they want is in there. I got to figure out some way to get the bills so I can read them so that I know if somebody knows where I can go to get and read them, I'll get them and read them. And I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to do my studying on that to make sure I know all the garbage that the Democrats are trying to sneak in to these bills that they're doing, especially like this NDAA. Oh my goodness, give me a break. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with you here in a moment on the Black Conservative Boys Christmas edition.
Did you know Kelly Loeffler was ranked the most conservative senator in America?
Yep, she's more conservative than Attila the Hun.
Fight China. Got it. Attack big government.
Yeah. Eliminate the liberal scribes.
More conservative than Attila the Hun.
Uh-oh.
Kelly Loeffler, 100% Trump voting record.
I'm Kelly Loeffler. I approve this message.
It's hard to believe that my opponents have been in office for 63 years. I've spent my life learning how to deal with large, complex situations like I found at Reebok and Dollar General. If these politicians had any understanding of the free enterprise system and knew how to make a difference, wouldn't they have done it already? Help me change the childish behavior up there. If we want different results in Washington, we have to send a different type of person to Washington. I'm David Perdue. I approve this message.
Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. I'm irritated right now because I don't want to go through another year with a lot of this foolishness is going on. So I'm encouraging the people in the Congress to get Nancy Pelosi's butt off that speaker's seat. I don't care who you put there. There could be worse people to put there, but I think you need to put somebody else there besides Nancy Pelosi. And she even said that she might retire this year. Retire her butt. Get her off the speaker's bench. We need to do something else in this country too. We need to set up a separate board, a review board of independent people, outside people in this country to decide who should be able to rerun for Congress. If they've been in here for so many years, we need to review their records, just like you go for a job interview. So if they don't hold to what the heck they say they're going to do, we watch through their term, and they don't hold through, remove their butts. I don't care if they were voted in or not. If they're not doing what they said or what they were voted in to do, they need to be able to be removed. Right now in this country, the way I feel with Congress and the Senate that we have, I feel we just have a group dictatorship. Because they're telling you can't get us out of office. Even if we vote, we got enough scams and irregularities going into the voting. We don't know who really got voted into office, even this time around. I say there's a lot of irregularities going on, not only with the presidential election. I believe it's going on through all of the whole country involved in these elections, even with congressmen, senators, and everything else in between. There's corruption to the core. There's corruption to the core. Don't you believe it's just a presidential election? Whenever crap is seen like that or seen like that happening, believe you me, it's happening in a smaller realm too. And why are we making Congress rich? Why are we making the Senate rich? Maybe we need to cut their salaries to lower the deficit. They don't care about you. They want to take your... I think we need to get a referendum on the ballot or some kind of thing, a referendum on congressional terms, Senate terms, everything else. I think the Senate should be out at least every 2-3 years, or maybe 4 years at the most. And we need to vote them out if they're not doing a job. And this is the problem we have in this country. We got a bunch of people over there sitting on their fat butts, taking 3 or 4 vacations a year, when a lot of us can't even take one. Just to survive, we're out here. They keep talking about this median income. I haven't seen it yet. I worked in the workforce for years. I haven't seen no median income cross my way, and I have a degree. Now, some will say it's because of the color of my skin. In some ways, I agree with them. Because I know that sometimes, and I can prove it, that I've been discriminated against on the basis of my race. I'm not saying everybody's that way, but there are some employers that do discriminate. I can even name some of them because I applied there, and I'm like, wait a minute, aren't I qualified? There's a lot of foolishness going on. Matter of fact, there's something I'd like to see it stop, and I want one of you congressmen to work on this. Nobody should be looking at anybody's credit report when they're trying to give you a job. What the heck does that got to do with anything? If I've been looking for a job long enough, guess what? I need more than $600 to keep me up with my bills. So I need at least unemployment, but I need more than that if I'm an independent worker or self-employed, which a lot of us in this country are. I know that there's supposed to be some more PPP and more help for small businesses, but I'm telling you, when I went to help for my small business, they gave me some measly $3,000, and they took away from me when they hurt my business maybe $10,000, $20,000 for the year. So what good did that do me? It got me through a very short period of time, but here I am again, behind again. People calling me on holidays, asking me about money, because my income was stolen from me by the Democrat Party through their shutdowns and lock-ins. They pushed President Trump. President Trump allowed them to do this thing and they shut down in March. I would have never allowed it. It should have never happened. We could have had the social distancing back then. Why did we shut down? We didn't need to shut down. We didn't shut down to slow the spread. We shut down President Trump, and I know you really care about the American people. We shut down to destroy the economy. That's what the Democrats' intentions were. And they did manage to do a lot of damage to our economy. But I thank God President Trump woke up and said, enough of this mess. This is over. We're not doing this anymore. Yet some of you Democrats, your Democrat states and cities are still hurting your constituents in the cities. And I hope that they vote your butt out of office when it comes to the next state election or city election. Get the Democrats out of there. They will continue to try to screw the American people. They want to stick, we used to talk about when we were growing up, pork in the budget, sticking all kinds of garbage that has nothing to do with caring for the American people. Well, I thank you for listening to my diatribe and my run through here on this Christmas Day broadcast. And I thank you for joining me and joining in with me, here on this day. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, and I will see you this coming Monday on our program on Monday. And before I leave you, I want to leave you with this. Pray. Pray, 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 pray. We need to pray. We need to lift up our leaders, including President Donald J. Trump, as we go through these court battles and different things that are up and coming. These court battles are justified, whether they say it's not, makes no difference. The mainstream media love lies, so they're promoting lies all the time. You can't trust them. I'm telling you, you can't. They will lie straight to your face for the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins, they say, or the Jeffersons or whatever. It's about the Benjamins, the $100 bills that they're going to get in their pockets for sticking behind the liberal radical division of our government, which is known as the Democrat Party. Well, once again, we thank you for joining us here at the Black Conservative Voice. My name is David Colbert. I want to say what I like to say to you always. God bless you, God bless America, and God bless the world. Until next time, this is David Colbert saying good night, God bless, and Merry Christmas.